So I received like 18 phone calls from this unknown number, which is a New York number. I did not answer because I'm just like, maybe it's a fan who got my number, whatever. Then I received the following text messages, which has explicit language and may trigger. So, you're a push that's why you don't answer your phone. You're also stupid. Misspelled your. Do not mention Gavin Magnus or Piper Rockelle or any entities. You will be getting a cease and desist along with your stupid fat predator Katie Tua. Thank God we have the power to destroy you if you take one step towards my family or my likeness. Be careful who you are dealing with because you are a bad boy, a gangster, but be careful. You can tell that fat lady Piper and her empire ain't going nowhere, and she's just about to get her channel back, you dumb. I said, it's 8 a.m. Who is this? LOL. They say, oh, little boy, wake the up. Your worst nightmare. Misspelled your again.
It's Teresa Magnus, I can tell you.
Stay away from kids, Piper and Gavin, or anything about them. Those are hardworking not you and Juice Crate influencers. You're a fucking joke. Again, misspelled your. I have my own interview with Chris, and we're going to interview on Crenshaw. That is what I'm assuming is a death threat? Like, I don't know. Chris is not going to Crenshaw. Keep talking. You'll be getting a cease and desist shortly. And you will be in prison, not Tiffany's. She's the good one. Your little Katie Tua friend. Oh, I got everything on her. Her abusing children. I literally said, who is this? LOL. Her hurting kids. Her daycare was shut down. Try Gavin or Piper or his connections. Try us. Try one time to mention his name at all, or Katie, do it. I said, you do not scare me, but clearly you scared. They said, shut the up, you gay you ain't no hood you a gay rat, gay I literally said, shut the up, off. I'm literally putting all of these in the video. They then go on more and saying, cool, you'll be getting a cease and desist today. Tell him Lamar sent it. You are dumb. I'm telling Chris everything I saw on Katie and her crew. You can cease and desist, up to you. I don't know if that means I'm going to cease and desist, or I'm going to send you a cease and desist, whatever. You with the wrong people. These kids are up. That very quickly changed when I said speak English. My God. Then they said, oh my God, gay.
You idiot. You can't get it. You can't send someone a cease and desist without an address.
Also,
they
like,
don't know your
cease and
address.
desist what? What?
Yeah, true.
What?
What
The
is
fuck
it,
is that
and
a
how
cease
does
and
this
desist?
conversation have anything to do with them?
Right. I still don't know who this is. They then say, I sent this to my attorney, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, whatever. It quickly changes after I say, I would love to have an honest conversation with whoever you are, Piper and Gavin, about whatever this third side of the story is. They go on to say that there's this hidden side of the story, which is several text messages. We can't wait for your fall and Katie's. The war is on. She's not destroying Piper. She's the very one that allowed Mikey, blah, blah, blah. I then say, I'm happy to interview Piper, Gavin, and you, whoever you are, still unnamed, and have an honest conversation. They then say, call, blah, blah, blah. They have not responded since the last message, which is, let's talk. Like, what is it? However, Teresa Magnus DM'd me on Instagram and said, what is your number? Right before I got these texts. And Gavin has my number, so I'm assuming this is coming from someone in the Magnus or Piper Rockelle world.
This is weird, okay? She's like, fuck that little hoe. Da-da-da. Like, Katie gets really mad. And I'm sitting there, and again, at that time, I had only met Mikey, like, a few times, and, like, you know, Gavin liked him because at the time, you know, he was cool, whatever. But I didn't know a lot about their family at the time, and when Danielle Cohn came to my house, because Mikey invited her, and Gavin was like, Mom, Danny's coming over. Like, you know, because they make this big deal out of it, and she's probably the sweetest young person on a girl's side.
Oh, I love Danielle. Danielle is sweet. She has my heart. Jen, on the other hand.
God, she had my heart from low. So
yeah.
The boy, you know, Mikey walks in and goes, hey, say hi to Danielle, Mom. And she goes, I'm not fucking saying hi to you. And she goes,
Katie?
Okay. She goes, yeah. And Danielle goes, okay. And then she goes, get her the fuck out of here. And I go, whoa, it's my house. Like, it's cool. Like, just go in the other room with Gavin. Because Katie was really mad. And Katie's stance, Michael, is always, it's never her fault. Like, I have 3 kids, and I will tell you, if my kid was dating a 12-year-old, you're telling me I wouldn't know? I mean, there's so much out there about her age. You're telling me, because Katie told me she always knew, but she couldn't control Mikey. Now, then tell me why her own kids, I'm asking you, I don't know. Why would her own kids, Mikey and them, tell me and my husband in my kitchen, like, my mom fucking stole my motherfucking money? And
Mikey said that? Wow.
Saying that.
So can you give me some background? I'm outside looking in, so I obviously wanted to speak to Katie about their experience with, like, Jen and Danny. How do you and Katie told me she started Goat Fam LA. I didn't even know what that was until she told me.
She did not. Please tell me she didn't tell you that lie.
Well, she told me she started it, and then that she left, and 9 creators or something like that came with her. So I would love background on how you two know each other. What is the history?
I didn't know Katie Tua when I left Piper Rockelle Squad. Gavin wanted to start his own thing. And I didn't know Katie Tua, but because in Piper Squad they called him the little mini goat, I'm like, let's do Goat Fam. He's all Goat Fam. I'm like, yeah. So when he was a little kid, he would go, well, what's up, Goat Fam? He was like 11, 12. Then he left Piper Squad. And I didn't know it would blow up because no one's been successful leading her squad to be able to do it on their own. But I am a whole nother beast. I already owned other businesses. Like, I'm already successful in other places. I knew I could do it.
Sure.
So I got all these other kids, too many kids, and they were little. They were 12 or 13, and it was a pain in the ass. The moms were like, well, Gavin should be with my daughter. You know how these moms are.
Yeah.
And then I ran it on my own. I mean, Gavin has so much money, I think he could probably never do anything in his entire life, and he's set. So, because he saved it all, like, we put it away.
Good, that's as you should.
I quit my job. But what people don't know, too, is Gavin isn't without a daddy, or without, like, Gavin has a dad that makes $250,000 a year. We're married. He could give a shit less about this stuff. He hates it. So, flash to people start, it gets hard because you have 12 and 13-year-olds, and I meet Katie Tua. And I was going to quit Goat Fam LA because me and Tiffany were in a fight and we weren't getting along and I couldn't get it back to a happy place. And so even though we had 100,000, 150,000 followers, I was like, Goat Fam LA is getting, me and Brian were like, we can't do this. He goes, you need a manager. You can't do this on your own, man. And I go, okay. And I go, I think I'm going to have Katie Tua because we had started to be friends. How did we even meet?
Yeah, I was going to say, how'd you guys meet?
I don't even know. How did we meet? That's a good question. Oh, we met at Playlist in Florida before COVID.
Okay.
And I met all those older kid moms. And I got to be honest, I loved her. We laughed together.
She's very personable.
I loved her. And then people started telling me things. And I'm like, no, not Katie. And so she started running my business, and slowly but surely, she started turning these people against me. She started telling people that, like, my kid didn't go to school. She's like, she would tell my husband, like, she's online talking to kids. You need to get her off by tonight, or we're going to sue her. I've got 8 moms suing her. She was a manipulator. Even my husband's like, I can't believe I ever believed a fucking word she said. Katie is not the person who we all think she is. So she got all these kids to leave Gavin's squad. She said I was racist. And I don't know how much you know about me and Gavin.
I actually don't know anything. I didn't even know Gavin until
So
Jen.
Gavin is very, very, like, Gavin is the last person you would ever call racist. Like, half our family's black. That's one thing. We have a mixed family. The other thing is he's in the rap industry, and literally, like, his manager is Big U and Steve LaBelle. So if you know anything and you look those people up, nobody will ever said anyone messed with Gavin. I can guarantee you that. And the only person that even does is Katie Tua, and I don't know why. And black people, if we didn't like black people, he'd probably kill us. So, like, at the end of the day, who the fuck would ever come up with a story? So she told all the squad members, Brooklyn Queen, they're very, very, very racist. She's a good manipulator. And then all of a sudden, I'm crying. My husband's, like, really starting to believe, like, weird things she's saying, and then we find out later it's just her manipulation. But I know it sounds weird, like, Teresa, come on, would you believe that? I know it sounds weird, okay? The reason why it's not weird is because there are people in this industry, I don't know if you know who they are, like Evan Urquhart.
I know Evan.
There are people, anyways, there's weirdos in this industry. So
Yeah.
I don't talk to literally anyone. Piper Rockelle's mom and I are very good friends. She's my absolute favorite person.
And I don't know anything about Piper. Like, I never heard that name. I know Matt Dugan. I've known Matt because he worked for one of my tours years ago. However...
And I don't know much about him. Like, all I know, I mean, he's nice. He'll bring me brandos and stuff. Like, he's a nice guy. I don't have any problems with him.
But I don't know anything about Piper. The name just keeps coming up in every conversation I've had with Katie Tua, with Rebecca, Mole.
So you know what they did, right? So she convinced all these moms to sue Piper Rockelle for the dumbest shit ever. But here's what happened. I don't know if you know anything about, like, because I don't know a lot, but I found out from my attorney. So if you sue someone, if I sue you right now and I call Insider and I'm like, okay, it's filed, I guess they're really shady people and they go.
It's public
Insider,
record, yep.
They will go and slam you because they want that story.
Of course.
Right? So that's what they did. Now it's been 2 months. 2 months? Yeah, 2 months, I think. I don't know. It's been close. They have never served her. They have 3 more days, and then it's up. 90 days is up. They've never served her. Imagine getting sued. People are saying you're this horrible monster, but you've never, ever, imagine that, you have never, ever fucking been served a paper that you're sued.
Huh. And I'm assuming no subpoenas have been issued, anything like that.
No. But here's the horrible part for Katie too and all those people is they were all in group. There's a whistleblower, and it's a big whistleblower. So there's someone in their group that they thought was their friend, that was probably their worst enemy, and that shared everything.
So how do you fit into this? How does Gavin fit into this?
So in these whistleblowers, people were saying, and I almost like literally had a nervous breakdown that I was next, and that they were suing me as well because
they being Katie or like a class action or
class action, like same thing as Piper, but mine's not sexual because I don't even know what they would say about me. I'm racist. I don't know, but that I'd ever paid the kids, which I don't know. There was something that they were suing me too for online harassment, whatever the hell.
Negligence, something, sure.
So I retained a very big attorney, just in case I got scared. Just because I don't want to be sued, I've never been sued. And so I find out that in this whistleblower text, it says, we're going to get Teresa too. And then the moms that are in it are saying why she's never done anything. Because we could make it look like she did. We could make it look like she's as bad as Tiffany. This is like so bad. Do you know how fucked these moms are?
Apparently it's fucking crazy. Let me tell you, all the stories I hear, it's crazy.
Oh my god. What Katie Tua doesn't fucking know, and I can't wait, what Katie Tua doesn't know is that the moment that is served, they have a PR that they paid 30 grand, so she's gonna come out with everything. The whistleblower is gonna come out with everything, and those moms are gonna look so stupid, and their careers of their children are done. Because they lied. So like Walker Bryant, who was Gavin's very best friend, her mom said, somebody went in the bathroom with him and told him to kiss Piper more frequently. Okay, that's not something you could sue someone for. She took that to an extreme. Well, then she said on text, well, yeah, but even though it's not a big deal, I'm going to make Walker talk about it. And Walker told Gavin, dude, we lost our friendship, and I'm always going to love you. And one day when these moms are out of it, we're going to be best friends again. This is so sad.
It is sad.
And Piper's mom didn't do anything to me. This is on text. My mom's making me do this. He said that. It's so sad because Gavin cried for a week. He loved Walker. They were best friends.
Gavin reached out to me via DM probably a couple weeks ago, and he seemed like a sweet cat. I told him if he ever needed advice or wanted to talk, I'm here.
If Katie ever said that Gavin was anything other than sweet, I'd be shocked. It's me she hates. I don't think she hates Gavin. Gavin never done anything to anyone. I mean, literally, even when he finally met, Jen and Danielle Cohn and stuff, I never met Jen, and when we had to be on set all day together the first time, and I loved her. I actually really like her, and I don't know her that well, but I really enjoy her conversations, her company. I understand her pain, and Danielle, she was told Gavin was this bad kid. Everybody that meets Gavin is like, wait, what? Wait, what the fuck? Why do people lie?
I get it. I mean, if you Google my name, I get it. Trust me. However,
I actually haven't Googled your name. I don't know much about it. All I know is that like you manage Tana. I don't even know much about her. I don't even know much about the older kids and stuff. All I know is I'm telling you from my heart, they're all lying. I know there's exposure to some of these kids, and like people think if people are suing Piper Rockelle and they were with Piper Rockelle's mom for 3 years to make 40 grand a month, 50 grand a month, aren't they just as bad exposing their kids?
Absolutely. Don't think they're not complicit, because in my opinion, anyone who can stand by, one of the day I learned Danielle Cohn's real age and what was happening, I walked away. To anyone else who does not do that, shame on them. Shame on them. And they'll have a price to pay.
I never lied about anyone. Like, I think that is a little, I gotta be honest, that's a little like, I don't get it.
Yeah, there's no point to it. She's, in my opinion, look, I had known them for years. I never knew the situation about their age. I knew there was controversy around it. When Danielle pulls me aside and says she does not have any of her own money, she has no assets, and I know for a fact this girl's making $100 million, that's concerning as her manager. And I'm like, she pulls me aside and says, I'm really 16. Or I'm really 15 at the time. She just turned 16 now. I was blown away. And then after, being like, I'm not going to work with you, Jen, if we can't get on the same page here. And I will say this, it is my belief that Jen, well, it's not even a belief, I've seen it. Jen will feed her daughter birth control to make her gain weight, give her tattoos to make her look older, all of which she, in my opinion, sex traffics her daughter. I've watched her force sexual relationship, like, all of which is why I'm doing all of this, because I want the truth. This cannot happen. Children, I started when I was 17.
I understand that, I do, okay, so again, I don't know Jen, but I do understand the path that's going. I understand you're trying to figure, like nobody wants a little child hurt. I don't know the story well enough, but what I do know is that Katie Tua was well aware what Mikey was doing, and that Mikey is probably one of the rudest kids I've ever met. He's very mean to his mom. His mom's, they don't have a normal relationship at all. None of that family does. And I won't say I'm perfect, but I have a pretty normal family, and that was not normal. That was not normal at all. I don't know if she took his money, but he claimed she did. I mean, come on, the Danielle Cohn, Mikey Tua story, you don't think they're both guilty, man? I mean, come on.
I mean, I think it's...
You're telling me Katie Tua didn't know? She told me she knew. She goes, I just didn't know what to do because, I mean, I have literally, because we were going to do the plan was to do a whole, reality show. This is way back when I lived in Arcadia. And at the time, can you check Brian for me? And at the time, and make sure you give him the code. At the time, what we were doing is just setting up a camera and letting people talk.
Yeah.
It's on there. No, I'm not going to, and nor would I ever. 4 minutes? Okay. I would never, ever, because, why? I have a great life. Why am I trying to stir? I'm not going to stir anything up. But why does Katie want to stir things up at this point with her? You know that, you have to know this, because if you manage her, the point, okay, Danielle Cohn probably has a lot of footage of Mikey saying some pretty crazy shit that he could go to jail for. So why does Katie even want to bring this up anymore? Why doesn't she just let a dead horse lie?
It's a good question.
Because all she has to do is piss up to that point, give her a little more ammunition, right? Just a little bit more. And everything Katie thinks she has, this is where people are stupid. If you're trying to sue someone, you better know they don't have nothing against you.
Yeah, because it'll come out in discovery if it's there.
Piper lost her monetization. So
I learned that today.
I would never, I don't care how much I hated someone, that's disgusting. I actually threw up. I was so sick that day because I was like, who would do that to someone? An evil monster. That little girl has worked, and her mom and her team, so hard for other kids, for other people, for me, for Gavin. Gavin wouldn't even be where he's at if it wasn't for her. And then they have the goal, and that was actually celebrated. The good thing is, it's going to all come bite them in the ass. But the point is, they should pull out of that freaking lawsuit as fast as they can. And I don't know if they will, but the point is, she's going to get her YouTube back. Piper Rockelle will never, ever, ever, ever be destroyed, because none of it's true, because YouTube loves her, and because she has 8 attorneys surrounding her, and she has a whistleblower. And those moms, they don't have another 100 grand. If Katie keeps talking about, even mentions the word Piper Rockelle, she's fucked. Because Katie does not have a lot of money. And Katie is lying completely. And all the extortion that she's doing, and all the text messages from the whistleblower, she's involved in. And she's telling those moms to sue the fuck out of her. And it's really fucked up.
So you think Katie's doing this to get back at you? Why would Katie do it? That's what I'm curious. Is this malicious? Like, what does Katie get out of it?
Okay, so A, it's me. She can't stand me. She can't stand me. She can't stand me.
On a personal
She wants
level.
me to die. And then there's Jen, right? And I don't, the whole thing with Mikey. Obviously, they have their own story. But
Right.
what she needs to realize is her son is just as guilty. She let her son date a 12-year-old. Come on. Or would you make excuses? I wouldn't. I'd be like, you know what? I'm wrong. I should have never let my kid date a 12-year-old. But why is she blaming Danny for that?
You know, I don't even think she blames Danny. I think she blames Jen. And I will say Jen is one of the most manipulative people I've ever seen, and she has a way of brainwashing people.
They both are.
Absolutely.
They both are.
I think
But Katie too is saying she's talking about Jen, right? Okay, then let's just say some of those things are true. What about what she's doing with her 2 little kids and stealing all their money? And she lost her daycare and she beat kids apparently. And apparently it's actually on Google. And apparently
really?
there was cops. Yep, because it was under her mom's name. There is so much about this woman. I am telling you, it's all going to come out, and she should run. She should stop right now. Like, what is she getting out of talking about little kids right now? Or what is Katie Tua getting out of talking about Piper Raquel? Please tell me.
my hope is that it's for the same reasons that I want to bring advocacy to. My hope is that maybe there's exploitation she wants to bring to light, and this is that story. I will say this, Teresa, as a piece of info, I am aware that there are 200 signed affidavits in this complaint.
Yeah. How many?
200.
In the complaint against her?
Yes. So I've been told.
Yeah. Okay, so if there's 200 people in a complaint against her, first of all, I don't think Tiffany knows 200 people.
I don't know who. I did not even know anything about this until I was sent a document about the lawsuit, and then I have not seen the complaint. I have not read the complaint, but I was told that there's 200 signed affidavits in it, which is a lot. That's a strong complaint.
Like, that's a lot of people.
That is a lot of
I don't
people.
know. And 200 people that are making statements, 200 people that are signing. That's like politics, Like everybody's got an asshole, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there's no way they can get out of trying to coerce other moms to sue Tiffany and make it worse than it actually is. There was even a mom, pretty sure it was Katie, saying, well, Teresa didn't send Gavin to school and he didn't do his homework and she paid people. So we should make that a really big deal. Well, I got an attorney because I found out about all this stuff. First of all, I can unschool my kid if I wanted to. He's very, 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 very intelligent, and he's going to graduate 2 years early. But the bottom line was he was getting straight A's. And when CPS came, this is another fun thing. The first thing CPS does is call the school your kid is going to.
I'm sure, yeah.
That's the first thing they do. And Gavin's teacher called me and said, hey, I got this weird call. She knows our family really good. She's like, what is wrong with people? I'm like, I don't know. Saying that Piper's being exploited?
I mean,
is that the whole, I mean, because when I go over there all the time, like, she's wearing jeans and not even the stuff that Coco Quinn wears. Like literally, if you want to talk about exploitation, I'll give you a story. Coco Quinn.
that name came up today, I think.
That is the most exploited child you will ever fucking meet in your life. Her mom has dropped her off here for 7-8 days at a time. Her mom has her dad. She's let me listen to tapes of her dad going, "Fuck you, you fucking whore. Fuck you, you cunt." She has called people over to bring alcohol to my house.
Wow.
I mean, she's horrible, and her mom is even worse. Forget Piper Raquel. You want a story about a fucked up kid? There's your story. Look, nobody's talking about that, though.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you giving me that name. Let me ask you, would you be willing to sit with me this week and talk through this on camera?
So, yeah, I'm sorry. I went off on a fucking tangent. I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
Like I told... no, I'm trying to use
I'm enjoying the combo.
Okay. I was telling the Chris Hansen team people, I said, look, I want to do what I can also to help the kids. And if there is kids being exploited, okay, then I'll be there. But I don't know any kids that are being exploited because, like literally, if you want to talk about exploitation, I'll give you a story. Coco Quinn. That is the most exploited child you will ever fucking meet in your life. You also have to realize, like, these kids in this industry, like, take Gavin. Gavin laughs at all of this. He just thinks it's funny because he goes, man, he tells everybody this story. Even when he interviewed with CBS News, like, my mom, she believed in me. Otherwise, I'd be still at a normal school.
As would any.
Medicine.
Right. You can't, like, my parents didn't believe in me. I'm sure I would be a highly different person.
So
Yeah.
It is saying, oh, I have a crush at 12 or 13 years old. Disney does it. Is that exploiting your kid? No.
And I'm sure they're trying to experiment, but as they're growing up, I grew up with the internet. God, I was fucking canceled at 21 years old for things that I couldn't even, defend or make statements on. I think everyone's just trying to grow up online.
Here's another thing, and I may interrupt you again, but then here's another thing. She's being sued for not paying the kids. Okay, hold up. Stop right there. So those kids were groomed for free, and they also, Piper had to be on every one of their channels each week. And guess what? Did Piper get paid? Because she's the star. She's a star.
Right.
Why didn't Piper get paid for being twice a week on their channel, on 10 kids' channels? So they can't sue her for that. It's like, the judge is going to laugh this shit out of court.
Look, my motive is, I have been in this industry since I was 17. And as I'm getting older, now at 25, it is heartbreaking to see these kids being exploited. And that's what I'm here for. And I want the truth around it.
I get it. I get it. And there are, on the flip side, not Katie too, but you maybe, there is some people that can be saved and helped, and I believe that, and I do believe that, but it isn't. I think they're barking up the wrong trees. That's all.
I don't disagree. I also think Katie, whether she knows it or not, and I think she admitted to it a little bit today. Danny, this whole situation paved a path that allowed others to see exploitation on their children.
Yeah.
And there's a responsibility there, and I plan to hold them accountable to that. I also think that, like, Katie is aware and Mikey is aware that, they showed the world that a teenager like Danny could make millions of dollars from this, and I want it to stop before it's a fucking apocalyptic and cataclysmic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Think on it. I appreciate you calling me. You have my number. Reach out anytime, and we'll sync up.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
She sounds like she's trying to defend herself.
Can you send me that?
And make it like
Work,
when
Michael.
someone's so guilty, they come up with so many excuses and they talk so much to try and cover
Look,
up.
if you're innocent, you don't need to defend yourself.
No.
That did not need to be a fucking
Hour
phone call for you to say that you're not in the wrong.
I'm getting death threats. I'm not even talking about them. I'm fucking talking about Danielle Cohn. Why am I getting text messages?
Did she get a call? So she called you.
No caller
out of
ID.
Blue?
I don't have her number. She called me on no caller ID.
Which means she had your number. Which means why?
I gave Teresa my number this morning. She DM'd me asking for my number.
Oh, but I mean, obviously she had something to do with the text to know that there's something going on. To know that,
I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna find out the truth.